Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Warframe Showcase video. Today we're going to be covering Valkyr Prime, who I believe is my second or third used Warframe throughout my whole time in this game. And we're going to be going over her abilities. We're going to be going over how they look separately. I'm going to try and change things up. Just to give you a heads up, this is take two, my first one. I did it good, but my audio sounds clear. So if it sounds weird in this one, I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, we're gonna get into the Warframe. We're gonna break down her stats, go over her abilities. It's gonna be like a brief overview just so y'all can see what's up. And I do want to say before we get into it that if this is, um, if you're watching this and you feel like this is like too broad of a subject or I'm not going too in depth into it, it is done that way on purpose. This showcase, the Warframe Showcase, is a series meant for beginners or people who are picking up a Warframe they're not familiar with. And they can get a general overview of the abilities and they can have an idea of how to synergize them and how to mod for them effectively and stuff. I am by no means trying to um, I'm not someone who follows a meta. I don't care for meta. You mod the Warframe however you want, have fun, do what you gotta do. When we get to the build portions, I'm gonna say the disclaimers that I usually say in every Warframe showcase. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the abilities and the stats. So I am going to be using Valkyr Prime. Um, to show you that I did record this, I have a build already for the other ones. This is going to be just going over her abilities as they are right now with no mods, max rank, and go over her stats. So let's look for Valkyr. Let's go all the way here to the bottom. So for those of you who don't know, Valkyr is a tank. She's also a berserker, and if you want to get the most value out of her, you're gonna want to use melees with her because she is meant for that. Okay. We'll talk about that as we get into the abilities. So base Valkyr to Valkyr Prime, her health stays the same at 650. Her shield stays the same at 135. Armor goes up from 855 to 1000, so she's even more tankier. Her base energy goes up from 100 to 175, so she has more energy to use. And she has a sprint speed of 1.1, so she's just a little bit faster than most frames. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Now, I did say I was going to change things up, how I showcase and talk about things. I'm not going to spend too much time going over the abilities. I'm going to talk about them, then show them off. And yeah, so right off the rip, her passive right there on the bottom right, if you can see, it says 0% melee damage. As you kill enemies with melees, and I'm not 100% sure if you shoot them as well, but mainly with melees, you will up the amount of melee damage you deal extra. So if you see that there where the claws are at underneath is split into two, the first half is 150%, second half is 300%, and if you get over the 150% and you take lethal damage over 150%, it'll consume that lethal damage. You will gain a brief moment of invulnerability, and you won't die being above 150%, right? And that's pretty much how that passive works. And let's go into showcasing her abilities. So to start off with the first ability, it's gonna be Ripline. What you essentially do is you can use it as a utility for like to hook yourself onto places. You wanna role play as Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, you can use that. Or what you can do, which by the way, this is a huge grouping thing you can do. Hit an enemy. When you hit them, it's gonna pull in other people around into a center area, and you can just melee them all, increasing your bonus melee damage to whatever it decides. There's that. If you want me, I can show you again. So over here, see how it pulls everyone in? It's really good for dealing with groups of enemies, or if you're surrounded, just pull them into a point and slash away. Yes, pretty much how her first ability works. Second ability, I am not gonna spawn enemies for it. This is her neutral combo. As you can see the animation. Then activate Warcry. What it'll do is Valkyrie release a cry, like a rallying cry, that'll boost your armor and it'll boost melee speed. So I'll do this. This also affects your fourth ability. So now it's a lot more. If you want to get the most out of this ability, you want to increase the amount of bonus armor you get and how fast you can swing. You're going to want to mod for duration just to have the bonus on longer. And you're going to want to mod for strength to get even more. And if you want to get the most out of Ripline, you can mod for range. And yeah. Going on to her third ability, which I'm going to spawn enemies to show you what's up. Essentially what you do is you release a shout that slows enemies down, opens them up to finisher upon the initial cast, and they're more vulnerable to melee damage. So I'm going to do this. You can see they have a little icon. They are vulnerable to finishers, and the little aura you see around them, they take more finisher damage. So if I hit this guy over here once, bro, there's that. I hit these guys, I'm dealing even more damage. On top of the bonus damage you get from your passive, so yeah, it racks up real quick. Just deal with these guys. And yeah, that's pretty much how that works. I'm gonna show you her fourth ability, Hysteria. Is there? Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you her fourth ability, which is Hysteria. Essentially what you do is you get like a huge armor buff. You bring out your talons. She has her own stance for melees, and she'll deal a lot of slash damage. And these are separate things you can mod separately here, as you can see down here. And let me show you what they do at base. She does also have a little cool thing where you jump the first time. You do that. You have a little cat roll. Super cool. So jump up here. I don't know where it's getting that status from. So right now it doesn't look that impressive, but as you mod her out, keep in mind her melee weapons are crit based. You will definitely see the damage output. So yeah, I already have the setup for what I used earlier. Like I said, this is the second take, so we're gonna go over that real quick. For Valkyr Prime, with everything you know from her abilities, I put on here still charged to increase melee damage for yourself and your squad. Covered the basics with strength. I'm running intensify, transient fortitude. I'm running continuity for that extra duration on the buffs. Flow for more energy. Vigor for survivability. I'm running Gladiator Aegis, which is a set mod you can get in Cetus. Which will give you more armor, plus the set bonus really works well with your fourth ability and your melee, so just keep that in mind. And I'm running stretch for a little bit of range. Then for the talons, what I'm running with here for you beginners slash new players is I'm running pressure point. I'm running fever strike and north of wind for viral, pressure point for the damage, Canis Mandible, which is a set mod you can get from Deimos to increase slash and status chance. Running Gladiator Might, Organ Shatter for the crit damage. Gladiator Might also helps with that crit chance per combo multiplier. Running True Steel for crit chance. And Gladiator Rush for the duration. Since we are dealing with the Gladiator bonus, we want to keep our our combo duration, combo multiplier faster. We want to keep it longer, so this helps out with that. I'll show you real quick how that's gonna work. So start off with a second real quick, since it's basic. You see the cadence. Activating my fourth, my second, it goes up to like 102%. Showing you the first ability at this guy. Pulls everyone in. That's what that does. Showing you again her third ability, which is gonna stun everyone. Does that, and they're even more vulnerable to, like I said, melee damage. So, much like I said before, that with your passive, you're gonna do a lot of damage. And then show you her fourth ability, especially with it modded, which I'm gonna just double check, make sure it's modded. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. We're gonna go over. Well, I'm just gonna show you her fourth ability. So you've already seen it real quick. I'm not gonna take too much time. You just cast it, go in, start swinging away. And yeah, that's pretty much it. She's very strong. Right now I'm gonna swap over to my stuff. We're gonna run a mission real quick. I'm not even gonna do a cut. This is what I'm running on mine. I'm running the Umbro set, so that's taking up a lot of my capacity. I'm waiting to get some Umbra Forma, put that in here so I can slot in a Mars Anguish. I'm running in range to get more damage on my fourth, and it'll switch it from a channel ability to a duration based ability, so that's what I'm going to be running with. Blade Charger for a boost on my melee damage, and multi augmented for more strength. So that's what I'm running with here. It's incomplete, but because of the Umbro mods. And as for my talents, I'm running with this. Like I said, it's a crit build, so I'm running Sacrificial Pressure, Sacrificial Steel, Gladiator Might, Organ Shatter, Viral. I'm running Spoiled Strike, and Gladiator Rush for duration. So there's that. Companion, I'm gonna run with Hunter, who's sort of like my assault doge. And yeah, we're gonna go into my base of operations. And we are going to run a mission. So I can show you what's up. By the way, be sure to do these. You can get a free Daggith every week. Every weekend I think they'll add another part, so definitely worth picking this up. They're doing this for the Lunar New Year. It's the Year of the Horse, so yeah, definitely get a free frame. And if you already have her, you haven't subsumed her, get this to subsume her, so definitely worth it. Okay, what can we do here? I'm gonna do this mobile defense. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna try for the Anaros Prime systems. Whew.
This is a mobile defense mission.
By the way, the way I'm running her is how I've always run her, with the Brighton Prime and the Axani. Metas have changed, but only because quests and wanting to try different things. Like back when I first started it, it was her with the Broken War. This is before the rework. Then it went with her to the Galantine Prime, then to the Paralysis, then to the War, and right now at this iteration we are running with the Okina Prime, which is a really good freaking melee weapon. And I slept on the Okina for so long. I only started using it like a year or two ago, before the Incarnate came out. So I was super excited when they announced the Okina Prime and the Incarnate. I was like, dude, let's go. Oh my god. That was a waste of an ability. Let me go get this on here. Let's start going ham. By the way, I did say this in my first take. I do plan to upload a video later on this week talking about my goals for 2026. Need to update my trailer video. Warframe's gonna be in it. Battlefield's gonna be in it. I think I might include some War Thunder footage. So keep an eye out for that. What else can I say? And if you're enjoying the Warframe content, feel free to leave a like, comment, let me know what you think. I'm definitely looking for more things to do. I'm also making like another playthrough of Warframe in a separate account, just because I'm bored. And that character is a male character, so this one is a female character. I'm definitely going to be having fun with that.
Your relic is opened.
Ooh, yeah. And even now, right, like where that character's at, it's at the sacrifice, but I stopped before it because
area completed. Move on.
Because I'm not weak, but my builds aren't holding up anymore, so I need to get more mods that I need. Before I advance, and I want to level up roadblock and farm demos and do all that stuff before I get into the sacrifice. So I am, ironically, if you are a veteran player, at the point where Lotus left and have that purple static image of her. Which I'm going to make a short talking about that point in time, because a lot of people, I feel like they skip over it once they get past the apostasy prologue. So yeah. Oh my god, my freaking face feels weird. And as you've seen, by the way, like my first ability is a good way to group enemies. And oh god, there's one at a point. Oh my god. No way that saved you. Yeah, have you ever surrounded, just hit your first, group them all up. Or pop your fourth. Oh, yeah. $4 million, Jesus Christ.
We are finished here. Move on.
As you can see, the damage with her ramps up big time. Where's the data mask? Oh, it's over here. And yeah, it's pretty much everything that I have to say. I do have some really big plans. I'm almost finished with the Warframe Showcase, by the way. I do need to catch up because I do see that I missed Grendel, which is sad because I actually do like Grendel. And from there, I'm gonna do Warframe showcases depending on like the new Warframes. Give you a brief rundown how I mod them. I'm gonna obviously like go through the whole formal process. And yeah, definitely looking on making the most out of the Warframe content that I have. It's gonna be sort of like a little thing people can look up. It's basic for a reason. It's nothing super It's nothing insane, not something super in-depth. I know the length may scare people, but it's just me explaining the abilities and showing them off individually and how they synergize and stuff. By the way, I don't know what I hate more, Jade Anti-Simmers units or freaking nullifiers. And we're done, yeah. So, oh god, I forgot I don't have to. Yeah, if you made it this far and you like the Warframe content, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe too. Definitely looking for some more feedback on Warframe. Let me know what you want to see out of me. I'm not one to go into like builds, but I'm super into like Warframe. I have a knowledge I want to pass down, which is why I started doing this. Yeah, it's been a fun little project. Oh god. And yeah, with that being said, like I said, I hope you all have a good Tuesday. Be safe out there. And little fun fact before I depart, the screams that you hear from Valkyr, which is something I love. Freaking Megan, one of the developers, did them, and I have no idea how she was able to scream like this, because it comes, I feel like it comes from a place of like deep rage, you know? So, little fun fact there. Anyways, hope you all have a good Tuesday. Be safe out there. Love you all. And I will catch you all next week when we go over Vauban. So, yeah. Peace.